Okay, so today we are seeing 3ds Max. Okay, so first, difference between 3ds Max and Revit. So first difference, in Revit, let me open the Revit first. Okay, okay. So previously you guys see the Revit. Now in Revit we can work in a 2D. For example, this is our 2D and this is our 3D. So in Revit we can work on 2D and 3D both. But Revit has some advantages as well as some limitations. So what is the advantages of Revit? You already know that in Revit we can calculate the quantities, we can prepare the sheets also and all. But the Revit has only one limitation, which is rendering, right? So for that, to doing the rendering, we are using 3ds Max. Okay, in 3ds Max, same thing, we can create the 3D models and give the realistic rendering. Okay, let me show you the difference between two renders. Okay, see see this is the render done in Revit. Okay, did you see this? It's a go to certain limit, but not so clear and not so realistic. So Revit gives okay, up to some mark rendering, but if you need the realistic rendering, for example, I will show you. For example, if you want something like this kind of render, so you need to do in 3ds Max, right? So yeah, in 3ds Max you can work only in 3D. You cannot work in 2D in 3ds Max. So this is the first and the most important difference between Revit and 3ds Max. Both softwares has come from the Autodesk. So in 3ds Max we can create any kind of object, not only the construction based object. We can create a teapot or anything. In fact, we can create a human body also in 3ds Max, like man or woman, right? So let me open the PPT first. So this is the 3ds Max. In 3ds Max, basically this kind of things we have to learn in 3ds Max. First, basic objects and tools, modeling, material. Now I told you before the material. In Revit we also give some material. For example, here also we can give some material. But in 3ds Max we can give the realistic material. We can also modify that to a certain level. And the texture. Now texture is a nothing but it's a bump whenever you give the material plaster to any wall. So plaster is not a 2D object, it's a 3D object, little bit bump in a plaster. So these kind of effects we can give in texture. Okay, then light in the light there is two types of light. First is the natural light, which is sunlight, and then artificial light, which is 2 to 3 types of, like spotlight, dome light, and interior lights. Then camera. Okay, in camera, see, basic materials, advanced materials. This is the basic, like standard light, which is sunlight, right? And this is artificial lights. We can use cone light, spotlight, etc. And the advanced lighting, which is the HDRI lighting. This is called HDRI lighting. It's called also advanced lighting. It's all done in the 3ds Max only. No other software can do this kind of effects, right? Now camera. There's two types of camera. One is a spot camera and another is a physical camera, right? And the third one also is called target camera. Okay, so see, this is the render, this is the sunset rendering, this is the daylight rendering. We will see later all types of rendering. Okay, okay, so now we are seeing the 3ds Max. Okay, whenever you open the 3ds Max first time, this is your welcome screen. You can see the 4 tabs in 3ds Max, 1 2 3 and 4, right? This is our menu bar. These all are our modification tools, and you can see this kind of all tools. This is not comes from 3ds Max. It is rendering tools like V-Ray and Corona Render. These all are different softwares. These all are plugins from that software. So this is not a part of the 3ds Max. Okay, here this is our property bars, also the modeling bar. These all are here the object. Okay, so now if you want to work in 4 tabs, you can work. But if you want to work in a single tab, for say I have to work only in this tab, so I press Alt and W. Okay, please note down that Alt and W. And if you guys have any question, we will do the question answering session at the last. Okay, so just note down whatever your question. We will do the question answering session at the last, right? Okay, so again, if you want to work in a single frame, then you can press Alt and W. This is the very first shortcut and every time usable shortcut, right? Alt W. Okay, now here you can see I already import one AutoCAD file. Okay, so before we go anything, first of all let's understand our plan. This is the basic plan. This is our bedroom, kitchen, dining area, this is our drawing room, this is our bedroom, and this is our utility area. So okay, this is our window, this is our OTA or say foredeck. This is our window 1, window 2. This is our small window, but ignore this. This is our bedroom windows, and here is our door. Okay, I forgot to put door sign here, but this is our door. Okay, now we need to understand the drawing properly. If you want to create in today's session, we create one single story house from this AutoCAD plan and learn how to create this plan. This is our model and modeling session, today's session. Okay, so first of all, understanding this plan, as you can see, this is our steps 1 and 2. Now you know that this is our top view. In top view, on our staircase, which part of staircase is shown? Okay, so in the top view we can only show the thread, not a riser. Okay, so here we see the 2 threads, 1 and 2. So that means our riser is 3, because always thread plus 1 is equal to our riser, so that our riser is 3. So here is our first riser, here is our second riser, and here is our third riser. So from that we have to calculate the plinth level of our house. Okay, now in the general practice they will not give us the plinth level, proper plinth level. We have to calculate from these steps. Okay, so first we have to calculate our parking level. So this is our parking levels. Generally parking level is 6 inch above from the road, then 6 inch first riser, that means 1 feet, then again 6 inch, then means 18 inch, and again 6 inch. So this is our 2 feet. So 2 feet is our plinth level. Now we have to remember that our plinth level is 2 feet. Now after plinth level we have to find we have to know that what is our slab level. So generally the slab level is 10 feet or 10 feet 6 inch. So in this case we can take our slab feet as a 10 feet. So what we need to do, we need to do first 10 plus 2 that is equal to 12 feet, so that our all walls which is coming from the foundation we need to draw for 12 feet. Only then our uh, wall will be perfect. Okay, understand this? Okay, now with here, this is our window 1, window 2, window 3, window 4 and window 5. What we need to do, first we need to set the our seal level. So here we already know that our plinth level is 2 feet. So from plinth level, what is the height of our slate level? It is generally 3 feet above the plinth. So our seal level is equal to 5 feet. So we need to draw the wall from 5 plus 2, or say 3 plus 2 is equal to 5 feet of our window height. Okay, understand? Okay, sure. Then what we need to do that, first of all, just understanding these parameters. This is called snapping toggle. Now what is the meaning that this right now is on 2.5. now you can see that just I select a line, so you can see this all automatically snap the intersection points. Okay, so here is a 2.5. that means if you want to work on a base surface, like this is our base surface. Okay, now you have to question then what is our upper surface. So upper surface means, suppose this is our room. In the room here is one table, so that table has some height, and if you want to put a flower pot on table, so that we need a surface as a table, that time we need to do this as a 3, because this is already our base surface and we need here is a one table on, and we need to put a flower pot on table, so that time we need the some elevation object in our snap, so that time we use 3. I will show you in a practical demo after that, but you need to first understand this, what is the difference between 2.5 and 2.3. okay, so if you what I said, you can always use 2.5 as well. Okay, but if you work in a 3, this will be time saving work. Okay, but here we first working on the base surface, so we need to do work in a 2.5. okay, now we go to here, this is our standard parameters. Okay, so if you want to let us, we can draw some parameters. Let me on the grid. Okay, so first this is our box parameter. Now you can see this is our snapping toggle is on. First let me turn off this toggle and we'll see what is the happen. So I turn off, you can see no snapping point. If I want to create only on grid, I cannot snap that, so that I just on toggle, and you can see now they are snapping, right? So that I can select whatever size and see. Now this is the only this object is only created in 2D. It's already created in 3D, but here we are on the 2D view, so we cannot create 3D from this view. For that we need to do in some 3D view. Okay, yes, this is our 3D view. So now here this is the length and this is our height. Okay, so this is you can see we created one box, but this is not showing a solid. So same as the AutoCAD and same as the Revit, here you can change the all types of view, but in 3ds Max so many types of view are available. For example, if you want to see the default shading, you can see the select this. Okay, sometimes you can if you create the very heavy files, so that time you need to for say reduce the file size and reduce the working load of the 3ds Max. You can select as a clay, then all materials will be converted in a clay. So these all are the different types of viewing materials in a 3ds Max. So many types, like flat color, boundary box, so many types. Okay, but we can, here we select the boundary box or default shading, right? Chalo, files, default setting. Here we can also select the high quality. When you select the high quality, you can notice some shadows. Right in this small drawing we cannot find any shadows, but when we create the house we can find the shadows, little bit shadows, not more shadow. So in high quality we can see the shadows also, but generally we can use the standard mode only. Okay, this is our all types of view. For example, okay, this is our orthographic view, but we know that to do the actual angle of the any structure we need in a perspective view. So if I want to do the, if I want to see the perspective view, I can press P from the keyboard. This is our perspective view. Now I want to see the top view, then I press T. Okay, now I want to see the left hand side view, so and I press L. So this is our left hand side view. Now if I want to see the front view, then I press F. So this is our front view. Okay, now you can see this, guys, this is a grid. Now I don't want to show the grids. So what I do, I press G for grid. These all are the shortcuts you have to note down. If you want to note down, then you can note down, right? Okay, so these are the basic introduction of the 3ds Max. Okay, we'll see anything is remaining. Okay, chalo. Now here I imported one CAD file. So first of all I will let you know, in 3ds Max working method is not same. You can work multiple types of different method doing same work. Okay, so today I show you one method which is I use already in the commercial fields. So this is, and this method is actually using in the market also. So in so many types of methods are using 3ds Max. Okay, so first of all, if you want to import a CAD file, you can directly import from here, or you can directly link CAD file. Okay, but I am using this tool for importing a CAD file. So we'll show you the last, because otherwise this will be deleted. Okay, so this is our first parameter, which is our box. Now you can see this is a 3D box and a 3D solid also. Now if you want to see wireframe, so you can press F3. So see the wireframe. Okay, F3 for wireframe. Okay, then G. Now this is our cone shape. So in the cone shape, draw the circle. Cylinder, 10 tube, then torus, pyramid, okay, and this is the simple plane, and this is the teapot. You can see so many YouTube videos, they are showing a whole 3ds Max using this teapot only. So many YouTube videos are there, they were showing only teapots and showing all the whole 3ds Max. Okay, so now I want to edit this box. So here right now we are in this tag, this option. Okay, in this option we can see so many types, different types, but I want to edit this box. So I need to go in modify. Okay, in modify you can see right now my box is selected, so I can find here all the parameters. Now I want to change my length. Suppose 9 feet, so it's changing 9 feet. I want to change its height, so from 4 feet I want it's 15 feet. You can see the height is change. Okay, so this also you can change your parameters. Now in Revit you can measure all the things, but in 3ds Max you cannot measure because there is a no measure tool in 3ds Max. Okay, suppose I want to measure this wall. I didn't know this parameter, so what I need to do, so if I want to measure this, I can select a line, then draw the line. Okay, and go to modify here. Just a second. Yes, from here we can measure, select, and here we can find the width. So that how we can measure in Max, because there is a no measure tool in a Max. Okay, so now here we start our modeling. Okay, so as we know that, I told you, we are using 2 feet is our plinth level and 12 feet is our slab level. Okay, so here we start. So for that, here these all are option, but we cannot use this box option as a wall because it also very time consuming. In the other thing, here is also one option which is wall, but this option we can use, but what to do whenever there is a one window and the above window there is also a wall and the below window there is also a wall, so what to do at that point? So these all are the not very easy to use. So here we use simple method. First, what we need to do, we draw the all the our drawing, we are drawing first, and then we give it simple extrude. So for that, let's start. Here I drawing the tool. Now I already told you, if I want to work in a base, so my base is snapping toggle is 2.5. okay, this is the angular snapping. This is not needed right now. When it's needed I will told you. So just see that I start the drawing. Okay, it will take around 5 to 10 minutes to complete the drawing, right? Draw the drawing in a square, not a, if there is, you can see there is one angle, so do not drawing in angle, just use the separate square box. Suppose here is a one angle also, so what I did, I started from here and ended here. So now this is the single element, then I started from here, ended here. This is our window portion, so we need to create separately for this. So I started from here and ended here. Okay, now this is our door, but door height is not till the slab height. Okay, after door there is also wall, so we need to create wall here also. So here I create. So my basic drawing is ready. Now this portion is, I'm not drawing, so this portion is not done by square, so we can use line command for this portion. This is our parking area. So starting from here, and whenever its line is compared with the close portion, this will give you a message close spline line, we can say yes. Okay, so this is our close parameters. Okay, now our okay, you can see the line portion is ready here. Now we need to give some extrude to that, so that just select one line portion, go to the edit, modify, then modifier list, and then this all are the modifier list. So in that all list, firstly we use extrude command. So just press EX for extrude. Now in extrude give height. Now as we decided our height, so here I write 12 and then check my drawing is going to 12 feet or not. So you can see this is our 12 feet. Now we know that the below just after window all walls are same height, so we can copy this. So just a right click, copy, then go to the wall and paste and paste the instance. Now what is the difference between paste? I will show you. I just here do the simple paste, and then here I do the paste instance. Okay, now if I edit this, like in this wall I did the paste instance. Now if I edit this as a 10 feet, you can see this wall is automatically changed and this wall is not changed. Because of that I give here paste as a instance. So this is the difference between paste and paste instance. If you know that after your modeling you need to change the height of this wall, then you give just paste, not paste instance. But if you know that the wall height will be not change anymore during whole project, you can give as a paste instance. Paste instance has so many benefits. If you give material to this wall will automatically take this material. So paste instance as a useful, but only at the point whenever you know your whole project properly. Okay, so paste instance. Now you can see I already told you this is our window, so we cannot use paste instance here, so we can use just paste here, and then give the height change to 5 feet. Okay, okay, now I will do this fast because of time. Okay, so let's see in 3D. So you can see our wall structure is ready. Just we skip just the window part and our wall structure is ready. Now here we create window. So window, our height is 5 feet. So then go to the top view, F3 W. Now this is our window height, already we set as a 5 feet. Just copy them and paste here. Paste. And paste. Then we can see in 3D also. Okay. So here is our window up to sea level. Window wall is ready. Now we need to draw the wall from lintel level to slab level. So before doing this, first create the floor. Now you know that our plinth height is 2 feet. So here we create a floor inside the wall, so which is give the inside the and give the height is as a 2 feet. So let's create this. W, I'm using F3. Then now you can see there is so many angles and so many intersections, so I cannot use as a rectangle, so that I am using line. So now you can see that, guys, I'm still working in 2.5. so to doing floor we can also doing as a 2.5, because our floor starting from the base surface, then it has some what I say height. So here is starting. Make sure you do not intersect any wall. Okay, go to extrude, give as a 2 feet. Okay, F3. Let's check in a 3D. Okay, so my floor is ready now. Now also here is we give height as a 2 feet also too, because from here our door is started, so we can give height as a 2 feet. Now let's create this 2 steps. So you can see now I am directly working on a 3D. So if I want to work in 3D, I can select this as a 3. Okay, now I will delete this and let's try in 2.5. It's also work, but you can see it to do these things in 2.5 you need some practice. Okay, otherwise it will like this and this. So but I will create it. Okay. Now this is our parking layout. We give this height as a 6 inch. Now this is our first step, so it has also height 6 inch. So what is the height of this step? 6 inch plus 6 inch is equal to 1 feet. So we need to give height as a 1 feet. Okay, and this we need to give as a 1 feet 6 inch. So you can see our steps is ready. Okay, let me unhide the our floor, so you can see our steps is ready. Now if you see that in the steps these all are the sharp edges, but in real the edges are not sharp. It has some stone on the slab. Okay, at our house also we can see the kota stone or any other stone in our steps. So here we create one stone, so that I need to just copy this. So I press Ctrl V. After here is not doing Ctrl C and Ctrl V, just press Ctrl V and as a copy, not instance, or just use copy. This will I will show you in the actual syllabus. Okay, this copy Q parameter as a 1 inch only, not a 1 feet, just use 1 inch. Now you can see let me do in the wireframe. See, this is our portion, 1 inch portion, but this is the below. I need this portion to the this portion, so that here I am using 3.5. And then now you can see if I want to work on this portion and I don't want to disturb that other portion, so I can lock it. So press spacebar to lock it. Now no other portion is selected, now only this portion is selected, so I can just move it and snap it. Now this is our 3 point toggle is on, so that my snapping is automatically done at this portion. I will show you again. I just select on y-axis, because y-axis is only for 3D or only for height, and then snap it this corner. You can see this is the corner, so this will be automatically snapped to this portion. Just rise it. Now this, you can see this is yellow line, and then I portion it and snap it to here, so that my portion is snapped here. So this is the basic difference between working in 2.5 and 3. Now let's try with 2.5. First I copy this. Okay, now let's try for doing this portion. You can see I already snap it to this portion, but it will not snapping. It will show that it will snapping, but it's some level. Okay, so let's try into doing this 3.5. You can see it's exactly snapping, but it's not in same height, so that you can use this. Now you can see the width between this step and this step, it's different, so I need to enlarge this portion. So what I need to do, so here I can see this spin line option, but if you didn't see this, you go into modify, press E. Okay, after press E you can find edit spin line. You can give, and then you can just drop down. You can find vertex, segment and spin line. Okay, now understand what is the vertex. So for understanding vertex, just going to 3D. Now you can see this is, there is a 4 point. This is our vertex point. Okay, so this is our vertex point. Okay, from vertex point we can move our line from anywhere. Okay, now next is segment line. Segment line means you can see two vertex point in between portion, it's called segment. So this is our one segment, this is our second segment. You can see these two vertex. Now what I need to do, I need to just increase the width. So I select the segment line and then just drag it, increase and just drag it and extrude. So this how I can add it to our rectangle also. Now let's create a lintel level to slab level for our window openings. Okay, so first we will be starting from our door. Generally door is around 7 feet. So from 7 plus 2 is equal to 9 feet, and 12 minus 3 is equal to 12 minus 9 is equal to 3 feet. So our lintel level to slab level portion is 3 feet, and its height at the 9 feet. Okay, so I will give it a control V, copy, change its amount from 2 to 3. Now it's set, but right now it's laying on the 0 0 z axis, but we need this at the 9 feet. So from here we can change, we can give parameter as a 9 and enter. You can see. So this is how our door opening is created. All the structural part is created. Now just remaining is a door. So that's how we can create all the window openings too. So wait, I will fastly create this. 3 feet. Okay, so my window portion is red. Now only one structural portion is remaining, which is our slab. Okay, so we can use this floor also as a slab. So just click on the floor, copy. Now what is our slab height is a 6 inch. Okay, then at which height? So we created wall as a 12 feet. So our slab height also 12 feet. So we can use slab height as a 12 feet minus 6 inch is equal to 11 feet 6 inch. Okay, so this is how our simple house is ready. Now we need to place a window and a door here. So placing window you need to do in a 3D or say perspective view, always using toggle 3 and using the wireframe. So place door, you can just click on the create, then go to the first option, then drop down menu, you can select door. Now there is a three types of door. One is pivot door and another one is sliding door. So first here we use pivot door. So here I created. Now you can see there is a two types of creating method: width, depth and height. Width, height and depth. So here we use width, depth and height. What is mean? First you can draw the width of door, then depth of door and then height of the door. Okay, so here we created. So from here we started. This is our width. Okay, first click, then this is our depth and this is our height. Okay, now okay, now you can see width is 4 inch 4 feet sorry, yes, width is too much, depth is too much. so 5 inch. So it's not in the generally door width is just 3 inch or 2 inch, so we can edit him from here also. From parameter we can edit. So now suppose this door has a double door, so for example lift door, so we can select as a double door, so it will be create as a double door. Okay, now if you want to create just door, not creating frame, so you can select here, then it will create only door, not creating frame. So these all the parameters of the door. Let's see in the 3D also. Okay, so our door is ready. Now here we create our window. So creating window, same drop down menu, selecting the windows. Now you find so many types of window, but in general we can use fixed or sliding. So first we are using fixed window. Now you can see this two portion, in between this portion we are creating our window. So starting from here, selecting fix, and then now you can see this is the single window, but we need some two window instead of single window. So here we can edit our partitions, number of partition we can add. This is the horizontal, and if I want to vertical partition, I can use the vertical partition also. Okay, sure. Now here I created a sliding window. Now if I want to show in my final result the window is slightly open, so from here we can open window also. Let's say 40% window open, so I can open window to 40%. When I open window to 40%, I will see the inner portion also. Okay, let me create here also. Now the last portion. Now you can see this is our stone, but just whenever if you guys at home right now, just see your staircase. The stone portion is just a little bit come outside from this portion, like a 1 inch or 2 inch. So if you want to create, and it has some smooth surface, not a sharp surface. So if you want to give this smooth surface to this portion, so what we need to do, just select, go to modify, and here we can use edit poly. First we are using edit spin line, then we can use edit poly. So in edit poly you can find so many types. So go in the edit poly. First always work in the wireframe. Go to wireframe. Now we need to smooth these two surface. This is the one and this is the two. I need to smooth these two surface. So I can select edges and then select it from pressing Ctrl, select one and select two. Now you can see this always they will give you the direction. This is our y, z, this is our y, and this is our x. But we need to give some offset from y direction. So here I can also change. So this is our y direction, this is the plus y, and this is our minus y. So here I can give value as a -1 inch. You can see this is slightly come outside from this surface. Now I need to this surface as a smooth, so just to go to down here you can find chamfer. Okay, just go to the chamfer and give amount just 2.0.2 0.2 inch and give is a 6 parameters or 7. So you can see the edges are smooth. So this is how you can give a smooth edges. This is also one of the modification tool. Okay, now the another one is I will show you here. Suppose I create a rectangle here. Okay, then go to modify, but whenever you draw the rectangle you can go to modify, you can find just a rectangle, you cannot find any editing tool, so that you need to convert in a spin line so that you can find the edit. Now you can find the vertex of this rectangle. Now if you want to give some offset to this rectangle, so in vertex you can do the manually, segment you can also do the manually, but if you want to do some automatically you can go to spin line, then go to the last outline. Outline is nothing but offset, so just here I press and give what's say 9 inch. Just a second. I think it's some error. I think there is some error in my file, so it will not showing. Okay, just ignore this, but you can give outline also from this portion. Okay, now if I want to break this portion or say yes, now if I want to break this portion in two fill, so from here vertex F3, and here you can add vertex. Adding vertex is nothing but to break our existing, so that we can use refine. From refine you can see the option to place a vertex. Okay, so now this our parameter is changed, our vertex is added. Now if you want to do some edit, so you can select the vertex, firstly go to the top view and you can also edit it. Now whenever you add any vertex you need to weld, so otherwise it will be not created. So just press select one vertex, then press Ctrl A and then go to the weld, then after just hit exclude and our parameter is change. Okay, so this is our basic modification tool. There are so many modification tools in a 3ds Max. Okay, it will very time consuming to show you in just 1 hour. there is a lot of things in a 3ds max. Here is so many things we can use as a right. Okay, so let's start our question answering session. Any question, guys? You can write મેસેજ में टाइप करना हो तो अभी कर सकते हो. ગુજરાતીમાં પૂછવું હોય તો ગુજરાતીમાં પણ પૂછી શકો છો. ઓકે, એનીવન? બીજા કોઈને કોઈ ડાઉટ? Sorry, so there are no command for past. Paste के past
સર પેસ્ટ
પેસ્ટ પેસ્ટ જ છે, એટલે આપણે પેસ્ટ જ છે. જો ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ આપણે આ અને પેસ્ટ કરવું છે મારે બીજી જગ્યાએ, તો આમાં કંટ્રોલ સી નહીં કરવાનું, ડાયરેક્ટ કંટ્રોલ વી જ કરવાનું. કંટ્રોલ વી કરીએ ને એટલે કોપી લખે છે, પણ કોપી એટલે થાય છે તો પેસ્ટ જ. જો અહીંથી એનું અપર લઈ જઈશ ને તો આ પેસ્ટ થઈ જ ગયું હશે. અને બંધ કરી દઈએ, જો આ પેસ્ટ જ થશે. એટલે આમાં આપણે કેવું વર્ડ એક્સેલ જેવું નથી કે પહેલાં કંટ્રોલ સી કરીએ અને પછી કંટ્રોલ પી કરીએ. આમાં ખાલી કંટ્રોલ વી જ કરવાનું, એટલે થશે તો પેસ્ટ જ. બરાબર, ચલો બીજા કોઈને
ઓકે
કોઈ?
સર.
Can we use 3D one directly to made in Revit just for rendering? Yes, we can use. Yes, we can render only. Use 3ds Max for only rendering. I will show the results. Just a minute. You can see this is the created in Revit. Okay, now I will show you the 3ds Max render. Here, this is the render in 3ds Max. Same model I imported from Revit to 3ds Max and then give the render. You can see. This is the sun effect. You can see there is a bump in the tiles. This is the texture. મેં જે પહેલાં કહ્યું ને તમને કે એક બમ્પ ક્રિએટ થાય તમારાથી, એ આની વાત કરતો હતો કે રાઈટ. સેમ એવી જ રીતના you can see here also there is some bump. Okay, okay, any question? So that we can conclude our today's session. Okay, thank you guys, bye bye, take care.